anyways.
Don't touch me, thermostat.
Ow, bitch.
What's up, all my gnarly ones? It's Gator Mike back in the booth tonight for some Xfinity Series action on this fine Wednesday evening. I'm glad you guys could use your time here and join us for tonight. We've only got 2 races left in the Xfinity Series regular season, and boy, do we have quite the race and some surprises for you here tonight. But we'll get to that in just a minute. Joining me in the booth, like normal, I got Big Jim. Jim, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great, ready for some road course action tonight. How about you, Gator?
Oh, you know how I love myself some road courses, especially Watkins, Glen. So I'm a little bit excited. And we've also got, you already heard in the booth, Joe, how are you doing?
Great, man. Can't wait to see what all unfolds here, man. I'm not a road course ringer like you two, obviously, but hopefully I can provide somewhat of insight and enjoy this race tonight.
Definitely. Love having you in the booth. It's kind of a special occurrence, rarity, if you would say. So I'm glad to have you here, and I know you got a little partner there with you. I don't know if you can get him to speak up again, but Brody is going to be joining us in the booth tonight. Isn't that right?
Yeah, he is, and he's biting the crap out of me right now. So no need to bark yet. He's taking care of that part right now. He'll probably bark at me here shortly, though.
All right, so you may hear some barking in the background during the race tonight, but that's just Brody offering his opinions on the broadcast. So no worries about that. But to the task at hand, we've got the Xfinity Series, 2 races left before the playoffs, Watkins Glen Road Course. Jim, what do you think we're going to see here this evening out of this famed racetrack?
Oh, I think you're going to see a lot of aggressive racing guys trying to get all they can. We saw at Road America just the talent disparity in the Xfinity Series and how many guys can show up at the front. The Ghost had that race dominated, and then Nick took it away from him in that final stage. Tonight we have Max joining. I mean, it speaks for himself. He's just ridiculous at road courses and any track in this game. And then Sharp24, he says he likes this track. So, you know, the famed Watkins Glen, a lot of guys like it. It's one of the less technical road courses, in my opinion. So I think you're going to see a lot of guys up there.
Well, Joe, as Jim just kind of mentioned and let the cat out of the bag, we've got our Season 1 Xfinity champion, Cup Series driver, Pro Series regular, Pro Series championship driver, actually. Max Boost is making his return to the Xfinity Series tonight. Is there anybody that's going to be able to beat him?
Pretty slim list. I think Jim just kind of took that all away from me. So congrats, Jim, on that. I don't know. Surprisingly, I'm going to throw a name out there. I'm not sure how great he is at road courses, but I mean, Jack Boy's been dominant all season. Maybe he can somehow, pull it out. That'd be the one guy I'd say. Sharp obviously does like this track, and man, it's going to be tough. That's all I can say. Pretty slim list of chances who's going to be able to beat him tonight.
Well, with that being said, because Max is a pretty fast driver, he's got the all-time record in the wins category here in the Xfinity Series for the NARL. He himself has tonight done something special for this race, kind of like what Kevin Harvick did for the Truck Series recently in real life. Max has put a bounty on his head tonight. So he says to any of these Xfinity guys that can beat him here tonight that he will offer up a $20 PSN card. Now, they have to beat him cleanly. So that's going to be quite the chore. And we've also had an anonymous donor agree to match that $20. So these guys, if one of them can beat Max tonight, $40 is going to them. So that might just ramp up the aggressiveness a little bit here this evening.
I'm still voting the $40 is going to be kept, but that's just my vote right now.
That's a pretty safe bet knowing how good Max is. But Jim, I know you are a road course ringer yourself. What are the tricks to get around this racetrack?
Oh man, I remember last season it was just a lag fest from me. I was using my home internet, so I wasn't able to really, uh, do my best on Watkins Glen. But a lot of time can be made up in that the carousel and the bus stop. Both of those together, that little portion of the track is the most technical part and part where you can make up the most time. You're gonna have to make sure people don't cut that course because we have specified that any course cutting will result in a penalty. But I mean, you can make up some time there if you can really sail it in and hit those rumble strips right on the mark. You'll make up a lot of time here. That's basically all I got.
Yeah, the drivers have been instructed not to cut the chicane tonight, so we got to watch out for that. But on the playoff bubble, Joe, we've got Dalton, we've got Hostium Hose, who are above the cut line, but we've got LL Pin below the cut line. So he's racing Dalton and Hose for that final spot. However, Hose is not going to make the race tonight, so that kind of gives Pin a free pass, does it not?
Yeah, somewhat, but it kind of ties back to what I was saying earlier. I don't know how great Penn is at road courses. I don't think he's up at the top of the elite people, I would say. So, hey, great chance to go ahead and get in over the cutoff line. But it's really going to make Chicagoland come Sunday really important for hosts with him missing this race tonight. So Penn just needs to go ahead and try to nab as many points as he can, and then hopefully, hey, look, get in a good enough lead to where Chicagoland's a little bit easier on them.
For sure. As we saw last night in the Truck Series, every single point matters. Quite the dramatic finish there in the Truck Series last night for the playoff cutoff race. If you guys missed that, go check that out. In terms of tonight, though, Nick, 2357, our Road America winner, has claimed the pole position here tonight. However, that's not exactly the best position here on this track, Jim. Why is that?
Yeah, for some reason, 704 wants to put you on the outside going into turn one when you're the pole sitter or the leader coming to a restart. It makes it really challenging for you to, get down to that apex in turn one. I still kind of boggled that they do that, but it does give you a nice drive off going up through the S's. So we'll have to see if Nick takes advantage of that.
Definitely, the turn one could be a great, exciting area of the track to watch tonight, or it could be an absolute disaster. But also in terms of tonight, a little else that's something special. It's a full 100% race tonight. All 82 laps will be run, and because of that, we are going from 2 times wear down to normal wear. So, Joe, will that make a big difference in terms of drivers' strategies or game plans here tonight?
I wouldn't say so. It kind of eases up on how much I would think that you wear the tires out. It just takes a little longer, obviously, since it's not 2 times wear. But I don't think it's going to be that much of a difference factor. But I mean, hey, who knows, man? I've seen crazier things on this game, so it could become a factor this whole time.
Yeah,
but I think at a road course, you should be all right.
Quite the marathon tonight, as it looks like we're going to be able to go ahead and join. Do you guys need invites?
I might need a couple.
All right. I will go ahead and send you guys some invites if you'd like to send me an extra one as well. Ballistic only sent me one. So, in case of last night where I ended up server lagging out, I might need an extra invite. So, while we go ahead and send Jim here an invite, we're going to be blue screen for just a second.
All right, you should have 4 for me there. So.
Yeah, we're good now.
All right, let's send Joe an extra one as well, and we're going to go ahead and climb on in here to this race. The Watkins Glen Zippo 200 at the Glen. We're doing all 200 here, 200 miles. As they have already taken the green flag, so when we load in, they will already be underway. Max Boost has volunteered to start at the back of the field, so that's going to be interesting to watch him work his way from the back to the front.
He's so thoughtful. Looks like we already got a caution. Oh my God!
Oh well.
Well, I'm sure it happened here in the S's. So.
Yeah, I saw the 5 car try to attempt to leave the track, but it didn't work. So, we came back and landed on somebody's car.
we have seen cars leave the track in real life through these S's here tonight. We weren't really planning on that here in the virtual world, but here we are. The 5 car has gone off course early on, sharp 24. Slim chance of making the playoffs. He's searching for every point he can right now.
Now, I will say, though, with Host missing this race, even though he automatically get those 15 points being not being able to make it, if Sharp can somehow get a good chunk of stage points and maybe a good finish ahead of Penn and everything, it might help his chances. So, not completely out yet, but like you said, very slim.
So, a couple of other drivers here of note tonight. We've got Jag Boy, our series leader in wins. He's pretty good at these road courses. We've also got
Robster gave 51 a bump there. Sorry.
Yeah, he did. Robster did give the 51 a bump going into turn number 1, but that's the advantage of starting second place here. A couple other drivers of note. We've got Mac, the Breadman, is making his return to the Xfinity Series. We've got a Cup Series regular, NR Lewis. And we've got Truck Series regular and Cup Series commentator Avenged Fail making his Xfinity Series debut. So a very diverse field here tonight.
Good. Okay, the 89 cannot do that. He's going to crash, guys.
The 89 looks like he has crashed up at the front of the field.
Oh, he cut the course a ton, and he cut it so bad that he had no grip going out of the corner and just nailed the outside wall. So he's going to fall back a few positions here with a ton of nose damage.
You hate to see that sort of thing, especially on the first green flag lap through the chicane there. Somebody cut it and mess up, but hey, he's got about 80 more laps to figure it out. Still early on here in this race. This action is hot and heavy.
Well, this lap was a lot cleaner than when we jumped in, so we got that going right now.
That it is. Here's Max Boost rocking the orange and black 1 car, representing NASCAR Heat 4, the Pro League, and Chip Ganassi Gaming here tonight in the North American eRacing League.
Yeah, it looks like he's already made his way up to P6 right now, making quick work of guys just 3 laps into this thing.
Yeah, Mr. Bounty himself.
And Penn is actually running in 4th right now. Doesn't look like he's doing all that bad either. So, hey, look, I could be wrong. Maybe he figured the track out a little bit. He seems to be running pretty smooth, and the 89 car obviously has a smashed up foot. I don't know if that's damaged or not that he has currently on his car, but
I don't know. He's still
not
making
looking
passes.
pretty.
Now LL Penn is
Goodness.
LL Penn is not known for his road course prowess per se, but he ends up with sleepy good finishes every now and then. So he could be one to watch out for later in this race, as these guys still have yet to make some adjustments and get their cars just right. As the 5 car looks underneath Max Boost, trying to find his way back up through the field after that early incident. 2-time winner this season, sharp 24.
Looks like Nick has extended a pretty good lead.
The 1 car
here.
smacks the Armco there going up through the S's. Not going to collect anybody else, but he's going to lose about 3 spots.
The 00 of Avenged Fail, our Cup commentator down pit road right now, guys.
Avenged Fail, maybe with some damage, or even running the stage backwards. A little bit of strategy, as NR Lewis is also on pit lane.
I see the 76 on pit road as well.
Don't
Did he lag out again?
Don't tell me he lagged out again
wow.
at Watkins, Glen.
Not at Watkins. Oh my God.
But
he better be praying to the NASCAR Heat 4 gods tomorrow that he does not lag out.
But Avenged Fail running a beautiful Buckshot Jones throwback 00 car tonight.
Well, if he did lag out, I'm going to pour one out for the real homie. But yeah, 2-point Jim. Man, a lot on the line, and he cannot afford a lag out at all tomorrow with the points being so tight heading into the last 2 races of the regular season. Just no way you can afford it right now to lag out.
Yeah, but we don't know. It could be one of those Heat 4 glitches where he's still on the racetrack. But we'll find out here shortly in Discord if he has indeed lagged out or not.
I might check a stream here.
No,
and
if
see
he
if
has
it's,
officially lagged out and blown his engine, NR Lewis is out of another
Good.
Watkins Glen race.
Yes, dude. What kind of luck does it take to lag out of 2 Watkins Glen races? That's just horrible.
Well, Jim, because of my position in points, I'd love to see it again tomorrow night. But I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. First the Truck Series, now the Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen. Lewis just cannot catch any luck here.
Really can't.
And somebody who's not able to find luck right now, that 89 car is, I mean, just struggling with that chicane. I mean, I just saw him go from all the way out, like the white side or whatever of the chicane, and just dive right back down. So I don't know if if he has damage to where it's causing him to be tight, but he is just fighting an evil car right now, man.
That 89 car has quite a few adjustments to make, as we've got some contact going into turn 1 between Dalton and Avenged Fail, it looked like. Dalton with quite the dive bomb on the 00, who has fresher tires. But Avenged Fail maintains that position, even though I believe he's a lap down after that pit stop. These guys make another lap.
A better time for the 89 car right there. I think he just needed to adjust it, like his throttle on an entry there a little bit, but man, he's taking that one way wide.
Still trying to figure out his lines here, the fastest way around this road course. Jim, you said it's not very technical. That isn't true. This track it's a very technical racetrack. It just might not be as technical as some other road courses, but
yeah, I guess I should explain that when I say technical, it doesn't even really mean technical. It just means heavy braking zones. You have that one down into 1, and then a heavy braking zone. I guess you could say there's a heavy braking zone going into the carousel, or what was that, turn 7? One of those turns right there after the carousel, but other than that, it's not like Road America where you're constantly slamming the brakes and having to find a braking zone. Some of these corners you can kind of just glide through.
Nick kind of messes up just a little bit. It's going to ruin his line all the way through the carousel corner there, but he regroups it, holds on to it, still maintains his gap over second place. Still out front there is Jagboy in the blue and yellow Pertec 22 car tonight, is running P2, your points leader.
Another thing to mention here is that your tires, as they age, your car gets better, at least from what I've seen, that your car loosens up, you're able to put your car where you weren't able to with the fresher tires. So in some cases, you can say that having those older tires is a benefit.
Speaking of tires there, Jim, you make a great point. We will not see any 2-tire stops tonight because these guys do not have the luxury of taking 2 left side tires here in this game, which the left sides wear more than the right sides here at Watkins Glen. So we will be seeing 4-tire stops at all times tonight, I would presume.
Oh, 89 got into the 4 of LL Penn right there.
Oh, ball stick's around now too.
Yep, the 11 ball stick. On my screen, he just went head on into young Colt, but I'm assuming he was ghosted out right there.
Probably ghosted.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the 4 car is trying to see if he can beat 89's weird line that he's running right now, and oddly enough, it's just kind of staying the same distance right now. I don't think Finn understands the 89 car is struggling.
89 car is struggling bad. He's driving a lot like Morgan Shepherd would at this moment in time. But like I keep saying, he's got a long race to figure it out.
One thing to mention here is Max Boost is closing in on that second position on Jagboy, so Max Boost, of course, showing that speed.
We'll go ahead and cycle back around to this orange and black Custom 1 car, and there he is coming up through the S's, closing in on that 22 TJR Ford of Jagboy.
Just gonna try watching his line through the bus stop here. It looks like he's able to kiss it just perfectly, where if he does get the grass, it helps his car turn just a little bit. It's not even cutting the course at this point, it just helps him turn.
He's got all that Pro League practice there that he put in with the trucks.
Oh man, that drive off.
He got a huge drive off of the carousel, goes right around Jagboy like he was sitting still. So Max Boost takes over second place, 1 car to go. See if he can hunt down Nick before the end of this stage.
We'll see. I'm not looking at a stream yet, but I will look at one right now.
Nick, your leader, is going into turn 1. So he's probably got a pretty good gap over Boost here, 4 to 5 seconds at least. As Ballistic, I2 Ballistic for you, has reported that Avenge is lagging just a little bit. So that'll be something to keep an eye out for.
Looks like we're going to be coming to line 8 to go in stage 1.
8 to go in stage 1.
If my stream is correct.
If your stream is correct. I'm on board here with Jag Boy, seeing if he can hang on to the back end of Max Boost there, maybe learn his lines a little bit, see where he's faster, see where he's not as fast, and adjust for that here at the stage break. Let's see if our points leader can learn anything here.
Good guy to learn from. The dominant force of last season. Even here, I think he dominated this race, so you know, just follow him, see where his line is, see if you can pick up the gas in a different spot and maybe be a little faster than him, although it looked like he might have hit the wall out there out of turn 1.
Yeah, speaking of dominating here, I'll get the results here in just a minute. Let's see.
And Jagboy has the luxury of, you know, being first in the points. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think anybody's going to catch him for first place. He can go all out. He can, you know, take chances with it more so than the people on the cutoff line. So, I mean, hey, maybe a late caution comes out and he's able to stay out and pull off a move to win. So, definitely just take the first 2 stages, kind of learn your car a little bit, see if, like Jim was referring to, just kind of watch Max's line and see if he can figure anything out with that.
Yeah, Max Boost is the defending winner of this race. Won this race last season by winning both stages and the overall race with yourself, Big Jim, coming home P2 last season. And
yeah, it was one of those tracks I could just, even with lag, I was just able to distance.
And like I said, sneaky good. LL Penn actually was 3rd last season here at Watkins Glen. So he's looking to back that performance up here tonight and get a good bucket of points heading into the regular season finale on Sunday night at Chicago. Jagboy, your points leader, finished 4th here at Watkins Glen last season.
I really don't think Max is going to be able to catch Nick. I'm very impressed with that speed from our defending road course winner at Road America, at Road America. And I mean, you just still got that gap pretty much maintained on Max right now.
I think having that luxury of having Max in the start from the rear definitely helped him out. He had to fight more traffic, and Nick was able to break free from it. So definitely benefited him with that going on. I just don't know if they line them up next to each other, if Nick's going to be able to pull away like that again.
I don't know. Nick has shown that he's very good on these road courses. Him and Ghost had an epic battle at Road America. But speaking of epic battles, I'm watching a pretty good one right here with LL Penn and Dalton. 2 of the bubble drivers fighting for the position farther on back in the field here. Looks like Dalton's going to get to the inside of Penn going down the front straightaway and try to outbrake him going into 1. He will not be able to do so. Penn hangs strong on the outside lane there.
And I was trying to check and see if they were maybe fighting for the last stage point. I think they're outside of the top 5, so not sure if I want to be really aggressive right now, unless they are battling for stage points right now. I'd kind of coast a little bit, make sure I don't tear the car up, keep myself in good position for the start of stage 2.
Yeah, they are currently not in the top 5. Sharp is 4th, and LD Allen is running in 5th place currently. So it's outside of the stage point battle, but 2 of the bubble drivers, like we saw last night, it can get intense. So that'll be something to watch out for later. in this
As
race.
Dalton is trying again to pass Penn here. And looks like he's going to clear him this time.
A great little battle right here.
Yeah, Penn definitely pinched him down coming out of the last corner there. Didn't want to give him any room. See if he pulls a late braking move here on Dalton. He does not. Looks like Dalton's going to maintain that position he just gained. Oh.
Faster if your car is really set up and you can keep it under those rumble strips, you might be a little faster, but if you aren't, getting all the way out to that outside wall and trying to take the most linear approach into the S's is going to give you the most momentum going up.
All right, the server lag has resolved itself here for me. So I got Harry for a minute. I got a little bit of PTSD from last night. Hoping that doesn't happen here again tonight. But I got plenty of invites to hop back in, so
you're telling me about PTSD. I had to make 3 parts to this thing for the truck series because it kept lagging out.
Well, I didn't have to make 3 parts last night. It never lagged me completely out, so just out of the lobby. But no big deal. Here's Max Boost. He doesn't really close the gap too much on Nick. As we come down pretty close to the end of stage number 1. I think we're going to have 3 to go here at the line.
We will.
All right. Let's see what old Nick's doing here. Nick's heading down the front straight across the line. You see Max Boost there in the background, though, so he's made up a little bit of a ground.
Yeah, and like Joe said, Max did have that kind of obstacle of starting at the very back, and you're just wearing out your tires even more than normal because you're trying to outbrake people. So, that car fast, we said that even with the older tires, you'll still be fast, but there's to a point where those tires get so worn out that you stop making up time on that guy in front of you, and it looks like Max might be kind of hitting that little plateau right now.
As Nick blows the carousel.
Hitting it too. He's overdriving a little bit now. I think like you were just saying, even though Nick was probably not driving as hard as Max was, I think his car's starting to fade away a little bit. Not too bad, but just enough to where it's affecting his overall line that he was running earlier.
He's just got to hang on for another 2 laps as he sees Max Boost getting closer and closer in his mirror, but he also sees some lap cars up ahead of him not too far down the road. So he's got to push, but at the same time, he's got a little bit of wiggle room to try to not get involved with those lap cars coming to the end of this stage.
Yeah, Nick being one of our later entries into the series, not really racing this race to get into the playoffs, but, wouldn't it be nice to say that you beat Max Boost and all the talent in this series? So,
I mean, it would be nice tonight because he'd take home $40, Jim.
yeah, that as well. But the, stage 1, stage 2, not as important to Nick as these other guys, but, still want to put a whooping on him.
So I guess we have to ask the only other guy that...
there he
Nick
goes!
lost it! Oh, no!
He lost it! Oh, he's got to get it started up again. He might be able to save the stage. What a save. I mean, I don't know if he saved it or not, but he's still out in front.
Wow, he lost it. He's pushing hard because he knows that one car is behind him. He lost it, did a quick 360 and kept it going. He's still got about a second and a half over Max. He's got to hang on here for this final lap.
Oh, commentator's curse, huh? Nick was doing just fine, and then...
I had to say something.
Happened to me at the Roval last season.
I was going to ask, since Jim, that I know of, is the only person that I think has beat Max at a road course in the NARL. What kind of feeling is that, knowing that, you beat that kind of caliber driver, probably at one of his best types of tracks that he races at?
Oh, there's nothing more satisfying. Like, it feels better than winning a championship, in my opinion. The guy's just so talented. As here he is. He's right on the bumper.
Yeah,
Nick, we'll get to that later.
Final lap here, stage number 1. Max Boost is right on the bumper, and Nick looking to steal the stage. They both get through the carousel, or the bus stop clean, heading through the carousel. 2 corners left before
Max
the
taking that high angle to get that drive off the...
Look at the drive off. Goodness, it's going to be the inside in turn 7.
Oh, he's got a big run. He's going to pass Nick on the final lap of the stage. Is Nick going to give him a bumper going in the second last corner? No, He's gonna try
no,
to
he did give him a little bump, not too much, just a little.
Oh no! What in the world?
Oh,
Nick's gonna win this.
Oh,
Wait, who won
my
the stage?
Max
Caution.
stuck on the fence, so if he won the stage, hey, congrats. I've never seen a car stuck on the fence and win a
Caution
stage.
did come out.
Nick did win the stage.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Well,
so, shout out to the lap car there.
That,
Definitely the winner of stage 1 there.
That lap car was apparently not ghosted. And
That was
Dude, I was
too,
expecting
by
it to
the
be
way.
ghosted. That was weird.
yeah, I could have sworn that lap car would have been ghosted with him sitting backwards in the track like that, but he was not. And here we are. Max is going to have some damage. He's going to have to fight his way back up through the field again.
I'm gonna guess Nick does too. He got slammed
Yeah,
into
that front end ain't looking too pretty now.
Did he
They are all the way in the back.
Nick is on pit lane.
Yeah, Nick is on pit lane for me.
No, he's on track. It's a glitch for y'all.
All right, we'll
great.
leave and join back.
Well, I'll go up through the S's here on this restart, and then I'll rejoin. Don't want to miss any of the action here as they're too wide. Sharp misses the corner.
Sharp's
He's going to
around.
spin out in front of the field. He's going to collect
Dalton. Dalton and Penn.
Oh, the 11 of ball stick, the 1 of Max. A lot
That's
of
going to bring out a
cars.
caution, and that gives me a good break to back out here and pick up all these drivers again. Yay for the Heat 4 glitch.
Shout out 704.
But Sharp.
So if you thought lap cars at Watkins Glen didn't matter, there you go. It just helped out a stage right there.
Yeah, that is that's a tricky spot. Before you answer there, let me get off this blue screen. But that's a tricky spot coming out of turn number 1 and over those rumble strips. Your car can really get upset. Can it not?
Yeah, only in turn 1 it seems though. Like you can do that anywhere else on the track. Maybe coming out of the carousel you have it just a little bit, but for the most part you can run over those rumble strips without any consequences.
As we load back in here to the Zippo 200, these guys should be about over with the caution period as I
They
get
are.
back in.
As
Perfect.
ID Allen is actually going to lead them into turn 1 here. Jagboy starting in 2nd, Colt 3rd, Robster in 4th. Let's see if he was able to make some adjustments there. Nick diving in. Oh, wow. Really aggressive move there, but got it all the way up to 4th right there on turn 1.
All right. There is a Jagboy who takes advantage of a front row start to pull ahead of LD Allen, take the lead here. His first time out front tonight as we have a 4-car breakaway for the lead. But there's Max Boost sitting in P5.
See how much time he makes up in the carousel though.
We had some contact
LD Allen,
between,
sorry.
yeah, we had some contact between the
Oh,
89
the 9
and
got
the 8.
penalized.
Yeah, we had some contact between the 89 and the 8 going into the carousel. It shot the 8 off through the grass. Great save from Allen. Kind of surprised he didn't get a penalty. He went pretty deep into
That's
the
what
grass.
I was thinking. I was thinking he cut that thing a ton, got a huge shove, but 704, they kind of saw it, I guess, and said, nah, we're not going to give you that penalty.
But Jim, I guess as we are back underway, you did beat Max head-to-head last season at the Roval. And Joe, to your point, Jim's not the only one to beat Max at a road course. If you remember Mid-Ohio last season, Jaw beat Max with a last corner pass after Max blew a tire. So
We're not going to ask Jaw. Jaw's not in the booth. Jaw, you're not part of this conversation. I don't want a response. If you're watching this stream, don't even answer. But no, I mean, like I think Jim was saying, it's you obviously know how great of a driver Max is, so it really gives you, I think, a bunch of confidence if you're able to beat him at his own game there. So I wouldn't say it's way more worthier than a championship. I won't go that far. But I mean, it's great though. It definitely shows that you're good enough to beat a pro league driver, and it's great confidence booster.
Max did win the pro league race here at Watkins Glen, so he's got some experience around this racetrack for sure. As he is back to the back bumper of Nick here, and Jagboy is he's still maintaining his lead out front with some clean air.
And I think this actually helps Jagboy out more because Nick's kind of, I'm not saying he's trying to defend second place here, but he doesn't want Max to get in front of him. He knows that if he keeps him behind him, you know, he's got a better chance at maybe staying ahead of him. If he lets him go, I think Max is going to run away and catch Jack in a hurry.
Yep.
Oh, he puts the wall there a little bit.
Yeah, Nick made a slight error going up through the S's. Might have caught the arm code just a bit. That's going to allow Max to get right on his bumper heading into the bus stop.
Looked like Max was trying to give him a little bit of a bump draft going in there. Nick cut the course quite a bit there.
Boy missed it as well, as Nick feeling the pressure from Max Boost here tonight. Max is definitely forcing him into some errors here early on. As we are joined by our Cup Series Commissioner, K-Bart. If you want to say hi for a minute, welcome.
Hello. Hello.
How was your
How's
day?
it going? Going pretty good. Good.
Did you get a race invite, or do you need one?
I did not get a race invite.
I got you.
That's a big rip. Jim's going to back out, use one of his 10 invites from You Already Heard to get K-Bart a race
There's a
invite.
reason y'all spam me with like four apiece.
As
Nick's getting a run here on Jagboy.
As Joe, these three right here look to be the cream of the crop tonight. Jagboy, Nick, and Max Boost.
Yeah, I feel better now that I picked Jagboy since he's in first right now. But Nick, it's not going to make it easy on him. Gets
he's
a
right on his
huge
bumper.
run. And that's going to allow Max to catch right up to him now. This is it's a tough spot, man.
We got a three-way battle for the lead.
But
Is Max going to take this
is
three
Max
wide?
going to take it on the... Oh, yeah, he does.
3 wide for the lead at Watkins Glen.
And Jack just backs out. Good move there, buddy. Good move. Don't try that.
Ooh, Jack gets a little loose on the rumble strips. I believe he was able to save it, as Nick and Jack are really good friends, so they're probably in the same party working together here tonight. And Max has right now split them both right down the middle. Awesome racing for the lead here in the North American eRacing League as Jagboy blows turn one.
Oh, a huge miss, as he looks like he's getting ready to be passed by, if I'm not mistaken, that is...
I'm good, Jim. I'm good.
Robster.
I'd say you like
Robster,
12.
wow.
Robster,
Looks like Robster
89.
found something in his car finally.
Gets around the 22 of Jagboy, takes over third place. Jag falls all the way back to fourth.
Yeah, Robster's actually pretty quick. From inside sources, he said he had no practice going into this one, but, I think I remember the, yeah, Nick missed the corner there, but I remember Robster being pretty fast at Road America, so I'm not surprised to see him up there.
As Robster runs wide coming out of the carousel, but I think if you maintain your speed and run that really wide line, you're not going to lose too much time. You might even make up a little bit in these Xfinity cars. But one driver who did make the show tonight, our second place in points, OG Infa, missed out tonight. So that's going to secure Jagboy's regular season championship. Will give him 15 points heading into the playoffs for finishing P1 in the regular season. So congratulations to the 22 on that, as he gets a little bit off in the grass heading in turn one, messes it up for the second straight lap.
And it's so much different than when you're in the lead, and I think once you start kind of falling back behind the pack, you're just wanting to get right back up there, but that's when you start to overdrive the car a little bit, start making those little small mistakes that it seems insignificant, but it costs so much time here at a road course once you lose your momentum.
That it does. We'll scroll back through the field here. Here's L.D. Allen rocking that white and purple Cosmopolitan Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Third place currently in the Xfinity Series standings. Looking to lock up third or even second maybe next week at Chicago to get some extra playoff points, with the playoffs looming. Let's see, here's Mac the Breadman running the one car. He makes his return to the Xfinity Series tonight. The other one car in the field, Junior Motorsports for Mac the Breadman. Here's Dalton. Dalton is one of those playoff drivers, currently near the bubble, but with a Hostium hose missing the race, that's going to allow him to gain some extra points as LL Penn comes to pit lane.
It looked like he had a little bit of damage when I was scrolling past him. His front of his car is actually looking pretty bad. I don't know if maybe he hit the wall or anything, but Man, just I'm not really sure why he'd be pitting right now.
Yeah, that 4 car is looking pretty rough on the nose of that thing. So he might realize that it might be more beneficial to just pit now, fix the damage, than it would be to run around on a wounded car for the rest of the stage.
So a little bit off topic here, but watching Max's line, I'm starting to see that his line doesn't necessarily consist of him getting on the rumble strips everywhere. He might overrun it a little bit as he makes up a lot of time on Nick there, but he's just kissing the yellow line into these corners. So instead of getting up, losing a little momentum from getting up on the hill from that rumble strip, he's kind of just gliding through it using that yellow line as his marker.
So I have to ask our road course ringers here that we have in here. Obviously, I can't really answer it since I've never won at Watkins Glen. What would be best strategy right now for Max? Just kind of take it easy, because like you're saying, Jim, he's not really driving aggressively to where he's hitting the rumble strips, but it just kind of seems like he's taking it easy while Nick's, trying so hard to pull away. And it looks like he's running his car, more down than what Max is doing, as Nick is cutting the course really bad right now.
As I don't know if that's going to hurt him running really wide in the carousel or not, but to answer your question, Joe, I'll go first. If it was me and I'm in that 1 car right there, I'm just going to sit behind Nick. I'm not going to use up my stuff. If I know I'm faster, I'm going to sit there, be patient, wait till the end of the stage. As much as I'd love to lead every lap and feel dominant, have the fastest race car, I think it would just be smart to ride behind the 51 for now.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do, maybe he's not really conserving, but I see that when you're on these road courses, when you're gliding through a corner, you're faster than when you're heavy braking through a corner. So what I mean by that is, like, you carry more momentum by just gliding through the corner versus, if you're that guy in front, you don't really have the luxury. You're racing just to stay in front of the guy behind you, trying not to get run over. So you're feeling the pressure of max boost behind you if you're Nick, and you're really trying to hit your marks, whereas Max can kind of see that line that Nick is using and just better it just a little bit every single corner than him.
Yeah, I'm going to have to talk with Nick about the bus stop there. He might just be feeling the pressure from Max. Max is, he's caused him to make some errors here tonight already, as we have seen so far, but we still got a pretty good battle for the lead. So Nick maintains the top spot, Max Boost close behind in second.
That really is the key to road courses, though, if I have to be honest, is just being smooth with it, carrying the most momentum through every corner. It really pays off. Even if you're, going through turn 1, it really does affect how you go through the S's. The momentum carries all the way around this track. So just like any other road course, you're just really trying to be the perfectionist that the best that you can be.
All right, I understand. And what setup are y'all running tomorrow?
Well, Joe, I will let you know that as soon as the race starts.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
Damn, I was listening too. I guess we can cut that though. Wow.
No, we cannot.
But it looks like
this Xfinity commissioner can do something about that. Because I am matching this this here too. So
here we are side by side for the lead. Max Boost got a great run coming out of the carousel. Looks to make a move on the high side. He's now going to have the preferred line going into corner number 7, the final corner on the course.
Oh, and
Nick
was
uses
not
the momentum
giving him
now.
that much room to throw up there. So
Nick uses the momentum of the high side, a little bit faster, and holds off Max Boost for now. Let me go pick up a stream, see how many laps are left here in stage number 2.
And I was saying about Jabboy was kind of struggling a little bit earlier. It looks like he's actually recovered to where he's back up to P3 now. But he's right behind him, or not right behind him, but a little bit behind him is Sharp, who desperately needs some stage points to keep his playoff hopes alive after tonight.
Nick cleans up the bus stop that time around. As when they hit the line, they're going to have 3 to go here in stage number 2. We saw a wild, chaotic finish to stage 1. I think we're going to see the same here with how hard these guys are fighting here in stage 2.
It's really interesting watching Nick play it so defensively going into 7 there. I really have been calling that 7 all night, but that's the turn I'm talking about when I say turn 7. Like that, he just keeps going to that inside. It's actually a pretty good move. It keeps Max from, getting the dive bomb in from there.
Turn 7 is now listed as the last corner here at Watkins Glen, that right-hander leading the front straightaway. They don't even count the bus stop as a corner anymore.
Okay, turn 6 it is.
As they come up on the lapped car of, looks like young Colt, try to make his way
Nick
around.
looks like he's lagging a little.
Oh, he had his line taken away from the 19 heading up through the S's. That's a really bad spot to catch a lap car.
Now, I guess the only other thing that I could think maybe Max is doing, because it's not like he's trying to press the issue right now either, but maybe he's setting himself up for the last stage. They both had that damage. Max really got to run there. That damage that they were sustaining in stage 1 at the end there. Maybe just kind of make sure that he's going to start up front in that front row and maybe able to pull away on the last stage where it actually counts for a win.
That is true there, Joe. We didn't think about that. Max is not running for points tonight, so that could be a strategy. Just come home P2 here in this stage and have the inside shot at that preferred line heading into turn 1 on the final restart. As we are now with 2 to go here in stage number 2. K-Bart, you're a road course ringer, right?
God, no. Tomorrow's going to be brutal, so I'm going to be lucky to get a top 15.
A top 15?
Even though we're looking about 14. Yeah, about 14 guys going tomorrow, but I'll be lucky to get a top 15. So
top 15
I'll let you in on a
14
secret
guys.
here.
Perfect.
Here's the secret. Use a controller.
Dude, I really might use a controller tomorrow, so a wheel is very hard on the road course. It's just ridiculous. Darlington was a different level. Like, I felt confident. I felt, comfortable at that track.
Hold that thought, K-Bart. Max with a great run coming out of the bus stop. Nick lets him have it, though, this time. Nick lets off. Max Boost is going to take the lead here, coming to the white flag in stage 2.
Maybe Nick's thinking, you know what?
Same thing.
If you win the stage, you're on the outside, buddy. So, by all means, you go for it, too.
Might be thinking the same thing as they take the white flag here for stage number 2. K-Bart, you can go ahead and continue your thoughts. Sorry for interrupting.
No, you're fine. Like I said, Darlington, I felt comfortable, smooth, on a wheel. Road course is kind of different here on a wheel in this game because it's so terrible. It's just too jerky. I just don't have control of the car. So Big Jump, he has a point of running a controller here. So I'm assuming that's what he's doing. So
Indeed.
All right, yeah. We'll see. So I'll be thinking about it for the next 24 hours.
These guys head through the carousel for the last time here in stage number 2. Looks like Max Boost is going to cruise to the stage victory here as we going to get set up for the final stage here tonight.
Yeah, no need to press the issue. You obviously aren't going to catch him for the stage win. Plenty of space behind you. No need to force any issue and make a mistake here at the end.
So one meaningless playoff point to Max Boost for winning stage number 2. Oh boy, what do we have in store for the final stage here tonight? Make sure to stay tuned here shortly. The action has been intense here tonight, to say the least.
I'll tell you one thing we have in store is going to be a green flag pit stop. That's definitely going to happen.
You think it's going to happen, Jim, or you think we're going to see another caution? We've had 2 of them here tonight.
I think these guys are capable. I think these guys are capable of having a long green flag run that will require a pit stop. That's what it came down to last season, I believe.
All right, as Max Boost is going to take stage 2, followed by Nick, Jagboy, Sharp in 4th place, and it looks like Robster is going to bring it home P5. He does. So that's going to be your finishing order for stage 2. LL Penn.
Stage 1.
LL Penn is going to get the free pass in the 4 car, so he'll be back on the lead lap. That's crucial for him in his quest to make the playoffs. To answer your question, K-Bart, Nick got a stage 1 with a final lap crash with Max Boost and a lap car.
All right. Hopefully that doesn't happen to me with the bounty.
Quite the interesting
Is I'm matching
development. Quite the interesting development there at the end of Stage 1. Good racing in Stage 2, and yep, here's Nick lining up on the inside lane as we start Stage 3, but Max Boost is going to lead him to green in P1.
I'm just wondering, maybe somebody from the back takes it really aggressive here. And the 89, wow, going wide there. And it looks like he's trying to make a crossover, but it didn't work on Jagboy there.
Max is going to clear the 51 of Nick. That's
Oh,
huge.
goodness, the 22's lagging.
Oh, no, not Jag lag.
Oof. That was rough.
Looks like the 89
The 89's lagging.
The 89 too? Okay. Interesting.
Ooh,
Well,
is
that's
Nick?
gonna
Oh,
really
the bus stop.
Nick misses it and comes back up.
And he crashes.
Oh,
Big mistake
caution.
from Nick.
and
he
he
put
clicks
pin in the
pin.
wall.
Oh, wow.
Nick is still trying to gather his car back up as he makes a huge error, just blows the bus stop. One of the fastest cars here tonight. Nick, he made a huge error, and he's now got a lot of work ahead of him to get back to the front of the field.
Well, guys, I was here for the bounty. Obviously, Nick doing that. Max is in the lead, and
Well, Joe,
I'm
we'll
gonna
see
mute
you tomorrow.
We'll see you.
We'll see you tomorrow there, Joe.
Brody's knocked out, so I'm gonna go join him.
Well, you know what? I was expecting a little bit more out of Brody here tonight, so I must say I'm slightly disappointed.
He got interested in a little basket, so I think he's starting to look to see if he can tear it up. But Max is, just pulling away. Hey, it worked out for him, man. I don't know if anybody behind him has anything in store to catch him. The Jag is, I know he's in second. He's the leader in points, but after watching everything tonight, I think Max, it's his race to lose tonight right now after Nick just made that huge mistake.
Yeah, Jag has a fast car though, so don't sleep on him just yet. But Nick was probably the biggest competitor to Max Boost here tonight. Makes a huge error to start Stage 3 as Jagboy makes an error, allows Robster in the 89 to get around for P2.
Not bad from Robster. You know, he'd been silently up there in the top
Here
5.
comes
Jagboy
Jagboy
gonna
right
go
on back.
A good run for him so far.
I tell you
here
what,
comes Robster back.
After that contact with Nick, I thought Penn was for sure going to have not horrible damage, but enough damage to where it was going to affect his car. But he's hanging around with Dalton right now, so not too much of a deterrence to his results right now. But obviously, I prefer still not getting hit by a car in the last stage here.
Max Boost is driven out to a big lead as Robster makes the same mistake Nick does, blows the bus stop. He's going to give up P3 to Mac the Breadman, making his return to the Xfinity Series tonight. He's going to take over P3 in that black, gold, and red 1 Chevrolet for Junior Motorsports. Robster falls back to 4th. LD Allen in the top 5. And rounding out this little group here is the 5 of Sharp. 2-time winner this season in the Xfinity Series.
I was actually getting ready to say, Gator, I know Sharp hasn't been leading the race at all. Not really been a contender of winning the race, but you got to give him credit. He's trying to make sure he's still relevant to make sure he has a chance in the playoffs for the next race. As Allen cuts him off a little bit there, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough to keep him in contention, but man, he is trying so hard right now to make sure he's still got a chance.
Yeah, Sharp has finished 4th in both Stage 1 and Stage 2 tonight, so that's an extra 4 points in his bag. So that's a little bit closer to the playoffs, but he needs a lot more than that at this point after missing some races early on this season. But he's trying, he's hanging in there, scraping for everything he can get.
So if you're in, so I'm going to ask both of y'all, or all three of y'all, I guess. If you're near the cutoff line, you're right there, you're on that slim chance of, being in or out. Are you going to try and push the issue here? Because, obviously, if you're just so far back that what you really need is the max points. Maybe take a risk, maybe go 2 tires, try to do some strategy here? Do you try that now, or just go all in since it's the last stage, or you kind of just hope that next race is going to play out for you as well?
Yeah, well, like I mentioned earlier, 2 tires is not going to do anything for you here at Watkins Glen because it doesn't give you the right 2 tires that you need. So it's going to have to be 4. When you come down, whether you come down early, come down late, that's a decision that you could make to maybe gain or even lose some time. But strategy play, I don't think you're going to see too much of a difference here tonight, unfortunately. And I love strategy, so.
Well,
Yeah,
Sharp is
Gator.
up to P4. Sorry, not to cut you off there, Jim. Go ahead.
No, I just to what Gator's saying. Yeah, strategy's kind of going to be obsolete here, but it's kind of scary for those guys under the cutoff line and the guys above the cutoff line. Anyone on the bubble there, because we saw how crazy Chicago can get, and this track is a little more predictable if you know your way around road courses.
Yeah, I'm a big strategy guy. Personally, this season, I've taken no tires. I've taken 2 tires fuel only, 4 tires pit early, pit late, split it down the middle. I've done everything to try to get an advantage. So here comes Penn again down pit road. He might be within his window, so might be seeing a little bit of strategy here from the 4 car.
But obviously not 2 tire stop.
No, not a 2 tire stop.
I bet he's looking for a caution. If he can stay on that lead lap, that means everyone else would have to pit. And he can come out first at the end.
Yeah, that could be a strategy call for Penn if he gets a late caution and has already pitted. He might think about staying out if he's good to go to the end.
I'll tell you another guy who could try that strategy would be Nick with that damage on the front after that crash. It'd be a good opportunity.
Yeah, because like Jim said earlier, fresh tires aren't really a determining factor here at a road course. It's more of your rhythm and hitting your marks is how you're going to get your fast laps.
And the worn tires, if even from my own experience, it seems like they kind of stick more for you. Whereas new tires, it's kind of a little slick. It's still kind of building, that grip up when you're first off those fresh 4 tires. Maybe Penn's got a better car as Nick.
Nick's
around. It
around.
out again.
Yeah, as Penn came off pit road, you saw Max Boost go by, so Penn will be 1 lap down. So a caution right now would not be good for LL Penn. He'll have to see he'd love to see this cycle through now, unless he can catch Max Boost on those fresh tires, which is quite the task. As Nick has gone around again, he has fallen back. He's now getting passed by the 9 car of Dalton. So things have gone from bad to worse for Nick here tonight.
Might just be a little bit of that pressure knowing that Max was in this race and how good he is at road courses. I mean, we saw him just flat out take it to Ghost at Road America, but here, whole different set of plans with Max joining.
All right, as Nick was able to hang on to that spot after Dalton made a mistake. As Nick hits the wall again.
You got to come to pit road here.
Got to come to pit road. He's got a lot of front end damage. What happened to Nick there was he clipped the end of that curb coming out of that left-hander, and that will send you straight into the wall if you're not careful. And unfortunately for Nick, that's what happened right there. So another unforced error from the 51 car.
Yeah, you just, man, you really feel for the guy. It was the best option, I think, to win this battle on Max Boost, but right now, Max isn't giving up that $20 right now.
No way.
As we got a pretty good battle here between Mac to Breadman and Sharp here for 3rd place. I believe this is still 3rd. I don't see Jagboy anywhere around. So Sharp looking to pick up another spot as he marches through the field here in the final stage. Trying to pick up every point he can get because every single position is 1 point and those points matter.
Yeah, and Penn is, even on those 4 fresh tires, still struggling with the car. So I don't think it might have been a strategy call there a little bit to pit that early, but not paying dividends right now for that 4 car.
Yeah, LD Allen looks underneath Robster here in turn 1. Robster's going to carry that momentum out of the corner. And they're going to try 2 wide going through the S's. Nope, LD Allen packs out of it. lets Robster have it.
Ooh, as Matt got loose there in front of Sharp. Gonna allow Sharp to get P3 right there.
Mac back to P4, Robster P5, LD Allen P6. As we are still awaiting pit stops from all of our leaders here in the final stage. As Penn has lost some more ground to Max Boost as Jagboy goes around LL Penn. So Penn is he's needing he needs a caution, get that free pass, and hope he can rebound from there.
I think a lot of guys need a caution right now.
The only thing that Penn has really got going for him right now, it's not a knock to him, man. He's just had a tough race. We all have had him, but he's got Host not here, so any points that he's going to get tonight is going to help him in that cause to get over the playoff cutoff line. Mm-hmm. So not, it's not a playoff killer here, but it's definitely not helping that he's not able to capitalize on Host missing this race.
Yeah, it's just going to create more pressure for Penn at Chicagoland as Penn makes another error going onto the backstretch. That 4 car is just not handling right now. Feeling pretty wicked for the Canadian LL Penn. As we're going to have 29 to go here at the line. Coming up on pit stops, I do believe they should be, yeah, they are well within their window. So will we see anybody other than Penn pit early? Maybe one of our leaders? What will happen here?
I'm thinking just running until you go dry, or maybe if your tires are going down. It just seems like, I mean, if I'm Max, obviously I'm running until the end, but, maybe if I'm Jabboy too, I'm running P2. Yeah, just kind of stay on the same strategy Max is. I'm not going to gain anything, time-wise on him, but, if that caution does come out, me and his tires are the same, so, I kind of play to that strategy if I'm Jagboy right now in P2.
Yeah, like the most conservative strategy right now, the one that'll, if there is a caution, you don't want to be, a lap down, you don't want to be pitted, you don't want to be not there for the waiver round or the lucky dog. So if you're Max or any of the leaders, you kind of have to stay out as long as you can. That way you just stay on that lead lap in case a caution comes out.
We had a pretty good battle brewing here for 5th, 6th, 7th. Nick got loose in the bus stop. Makes another error, going to cost him some time, but he had...
avenge a round in the chicane right in front of ball stick.
Not going to bring out a caution. They correct it, head off through the carousel and onto this short straightaway here at Watkins Glen International. Ball stick looking to pick up another spot.
And not a guy that we've really talked about all night. Not really a road course, known for no road courses at all. But Ballsted this whole season, been consistent, been able to get all those top 10 finishes, has allowed him to, possibly clinch his playoff spot tonight for the first time ever in his league career that I know of. So hats off to him, man. I know it's tough with the talent that we all have in these 3 series. Definitely a big one for him. Maybe not tonight in terms of how many, what position he finishes, but, overall for this regular season, definitely a bright spot for him.
I2 ball stick for you. Definitely not the fastest driver we have in the Xfinity series, but he can make the argument as probably being the most consistent. Up until just recently, he had finished every race in the top 10, so he makes his way up to the front late in these races in that leaf filter 11.
He gets a track that he really likes, that he does pretty good at in the public lobbies that I see, Chicagoland next. So, don't count him out. He might still get a win this season. He's got a couple coming up that, foster that, fast oval racing kind of mentality.
Yeah, there's a couple tracks coming up. Chicago, Kentucky, Talladega. That's a wild card for everybody. Anybody can win Talladega. So a couple of good tracks a couple of good tracks for Ballistic. As he looks to pick up his first ever win.
I was just saying, the guy's young enough, man. He's still learning a little bit. I'd vote for him most improved right now. I know that's a bit of a stretch, maybe, like Jag Boy coming from, even though he made the playoffs last season and, dominated the Xfinity Series this season. I just think Ballstick, from where he was last season to this season, has really shown a huge improvement in my eyes.
Ballistic currently sitting 4th place in the Xfinity Series points right now. And should have that on lockdown after 5th place. Lights Out was not able to make the show tonight. So it looks like Ballistic's going to finish the regular season 4th in points. And could end up being a sneaky contender once the playoffs start.
Yeah, and a little update on our lead right now. Max still pulling away, but it doesn't make Jag Boy's problem any better that he just smacked the wall coming out of the carousel last lap and has a ton of front end damage. So he's going to continue losing time here to Max.
And strategy is thrown out the window for Penn. He is down pit road again.
Yeah, from bad to worse for LL Penn here tonight, as he finished 3rd place here at Watkins Glen last season, but he's just not found the setup that he likes on his car to match that performance here this season. As we go back to Max Boost, our leader, still out front, coming up on a little bit of lap traffic. Young Colt in that 19 Menards Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing.
But to your point, Gator, with all these, playoff, kind of regular season standings that we have for the Xfinity Series, like you brought up earlier, Jabboy, has clinched his 1st place spot, so it's automatic 15 points added to his playoff point total. But that actually, those 15 points ride through the whole playoffs until the final race, obviously. So it's a big advantage to do that.
Yeah, he gets those extra 15 points for the first round, and if he were to advance to the second round, he would get those 15 points back again at the beginning of the second round. So they mean a lot for these drivers.
And that's one thing with Ballstick. Even though he has been consistent in the top 10 all season, he'll actually start at the very bottom of the playoffs with how they are right now.
Yeah, currently does not have
0
any
points.
Playoff points, which playoff points come from winning a race here. You get 5 for that, and you get 1 playoff point for winning a stage. So a maximum of 7 playoff points per race here in the Xfinity Series that these guys can earn throughout the season. Jag Boy is going to start the playoffs with a massive lead. He can almost secure his spot after the first race to make it to the round 2. Kind of like Jaw in the Truck Series, just has a huge bag of points to start the playoffs as Max Boost goes through the bus stop one more time. I've been watching Max here for the last few laps, just super smooth.
Yeah,
rocks are down pit road.
Incredible. But going back to what you said about Jag, even that point gap he has starting out the playoffs, it's really null and void because he's really strong in the next 3 tracks in the wild card round. Kentucky Speedway, Charlotte Roval. We saw him in the Cup Series. I believe he got that call up to the Cup Series last season to the Roval, and he had a pretty fast 10 car. And then Talladega, I think he won that race in the Xfinity Series last season to advance into that next round. So really, those extra points, just a little bit of bragging rights.
Yeah, Jag Boy missed the Roval in the Xfinity Series last season. But let me get the results here for the Cup Series. He ended up finishing 7th in that race. So he knows his way around the Roval. So, just like every other road course, look for Jag to be a contender there as well. Good 3 tracks for Jag.
If I'm Ballstick right now, though, I'm just glancing over the playoffs right now. If Host is able to make it to the playoffs, he'll start, barring whatever points happen in Chicagoland. He'll actually be 5th with that 1 win that he has from this season, with 5 playoff points. If Host is unable to make it, Penn would take that spot and actually have, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6 points because of his Daytona win. And I think he also has a stage win this season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'll double check that here for you in just a second. But Host did pick up 5 playoff points from his win at Talladega. Penn got 5 from his win at Daytona. And Penn does not have any stage wins. So
So it'd be 5 points. So
Yep,
just
5
interchanging.
As LD Allen comes to pit road, another one of our top 5 drivers here tonight.
Yeah, he was just passed by Sharp before coming on the pit road. I don't know if maybe it was a signal before turn 6 or if he really just lost that position, but there's still some battles out there. Just had to search for him.
Yep, as we've got 21 to go at the line, it looks like. So definitely these guys can make it from here easy. It's just when do they come down and make their final stops. Max Boost, I don't think he's in any rush to make his final stop. He's still hitting all of his marks, running fast laps. Kind of waiting to see what everybody else does, I think. However, if a caution does come out here soon, knock on wood, Max Boost would not be in a very good spot due to everybody already making their pit stop, so that could shuffle the field up. As Jim in the chat wants to know, how does this race still have 20 to go? Well, Jim, this race was a full 100% race here tonight at the Glen. So that's how it still has 20 to go. And tomorrow's race, the Cup race, will be a full 100% race here at the Glen, so a full 90 laps. K-Bart's looking forward to it, as you can tell by his reaction.
I'm telling you, Kyle, you've got to run a controller. You're going to be dead by the
I
end of that.
really might run a controller tomorrow.
K-Bart's growling like he
looking at
has
my wheel.
rabies.
I have to move my wheel set over my living room. I push it over so I have a clear path. Well, it's a little bit nicer. I'm looking at that. I'm like, man, I'm not moving that tomorrow. I'm sitting in my goddamn my chair.
Whoa, there we
That's
go.
going to be a dying
I am probably gonna be running a controller.
So $1 and a swear jar from K-Bart.
No, I'm not as bad as Dangles.
Way to ruin the broadcast there, Kyle.
You're 1/4 the way there, buddy.
And Jim in the chat, also known as Lieutenant Crunch, our Season 1 Cup Series champion. You should have known to check the schedule there, bud. It shouldn't be news to you that we're running 90 laps
We all know
tonight.
Crunch has been practicing Pocono, so that's okay.
Yeah,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about Crunch.
That's the only track he practices is Pocono 100% 4 times wear. So, any other track he knows nothing about. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get invitations for Pocono before tomorrow night's race.
I'll tell you what, I've been confused when you guys keep saying Jim. I'm like, I'm here. What do you want? Why are you speaking to me in third person? What's going on here? But
Big Jim, it's your other buddy Jim, Lieutenant Crunch.
All right, well, that makes sense.
Joining us in the stream tonight, as we've got a pretty good battle back here. Nick trying to find his way around Young Colt and make his way up there to Sharp. Nick trying to gain some track position and time back after those errors.
Crunch is talking smack about this track, guys.
Yes, he says it is ripped off Pocono. I don't believe any of these corners are similar to Pocono, Crunch, so I don't know exactly where you're going with that, but I'm interested to find out.
Yeah, I'm just, I'm kind of following Max here a little bit. I should take notes right now. But it just seems like he's not, the car's not pushing at all. It's sticking right where he wants it to. It's unfair sometimes, man. Just watching how consistent he's running right now. Hey, look, Jim, you know what? I know.
Oh, can you imagine? He's probably running this thing on a wheel. That's just boggling my mind right now, the fact that he would even entertain using a wheel for 82 laps around this joint.
I don't know if he's using a wheel, because all his setup, this stuff is at his buddy's place where he does his PL stuff at. So I know he usually runs his outside PL stuff at home where he doesn't have really great internet. So he might be using a controller right now, so that'd be really interesting to know.
Yeah, it looks like Ball Stick here is getting ready to get passed by Max here. Probably in this next corner, I would assume. I don't think Ballstick is going to put up a fight with him. No need to right now.
All right, as Jim has responded in the
them
chat, it's like Pocono turn 2, then a turn 3 and 1, and another 3, then 4 turn 2s, and a bus stop. Sharp leading into that long turn 3. Okay there, Jim. I don't know where you're going with that. A little bit of guard time.
He's got to been hitting the strawberry daiquiris just a little bit. I have no idea what he means there.
We're going to have to mute Crunch here off the screen. Sorry, Crunch. Yeah, I'm trying to follow here, and I'm kind of confused now.
Season 1
daiquiri or the chocolate milk? We don't know.
Season 1 Cup Series champion Lieutenant Crunch, everybody.
Going back to Max, though, I mean, just watching him through the bus stop, it doesn't even look like I'll admit that I was thinking that he was cutting the course like crazy to get the time he was, but it looks like he's faster staying on the track than cutting through the grass to that bus stop. It's just uncanny, man.
Ballstick with a very safe and conservative pit lane exit. It can be tricky. Keeps his car clean and off the wall.
Yeah, I guess it's the perfect time to announce that I tore my ACL. I'll start the race tomorrow. Max will take over for me, just so that I don't risk, further injuring my ACL.
As you move your thumbs on a controller.
Yeah. It makes it very difficult to go grab a beer downstairs. So
that's why you bring the 12-pack with you.
Yeah, so I don't have to pay Max now because nobody's going to claim that $20 from him. So thank you all for that.
Not looking likely right now. The bounty is out on Max Booth's head, but it's looking like a pretty safe bet at this point in the race that Max is going to be able to keep that bounty. So that bounty will go unclaimed here tonight, barring any late cautions and unforeseen drama.
It's good for me.
Good for K-Bart, I suppose. He might have been that anonymous donor I was talking about.
Yeah, K-Bart, we're not going to give you any credit, so,
Credit
Yeah,
with
you know I'm not behind that wheel right now, so there's no way.
Credit you seek. None you will get.
The Yoda noises everybody's been requesting here, happening in the broadcast tonight. As well as we need some old dad jokes, Joe. If you could come up with a couple before the end of this thing, that would be fabulous.
I wrote some down and I threw it away like a typical dad. And I'm gonna go yell at my son for it.
Okay. As I just saw one driver completely yeet himself in the bus stop right in front of Ballistic. I don't know who that was. As Nick has found some more trouble coming up through the S's. The front end of that 51 Chevrolet is all torn up. And I think it was a Vince fail that missed the bus stop because his front end looks like it's all the way back up to the windshield right now. So a Cup Series commentator running into some trouble here late in the Xfinity race. I'm sure he'll be excited to call this race tomorrow after this.
Yeah, much easier, while it's when you're in the booth.
Yeah, it's much easier watching than driving, isn't it?
Yeah, I can be judgmental, up here, and then, I don't feel as bad.
Right. Just like I can say tomorrow night that you're going to completely suck, but because I'm in the booth, I don't feel bad about saying it.
Oh, that's good. Well, Gator, you know what? Good show.
All right, let's talk here.
But because I'm in the booth, I don't have to worry about it. So.
Exactly. Just going off of you already heard's logic, everybody.
Hey, well, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm not even gonna go.
Cat got your tongue there, Gar?
No, I'm not even gonna answer that with a response. It doesn't even deserve one.
Okay, as you already heard, finished 8th place here at Watkins Glen last season.
Yes,
so,
sir.
He's looking to finish a couple higher than that. Maybe a top 5 outing for that one car tomorrow night.
until we have brake bias in this game, I'm never going to win another road course. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's the only way I want to know back in the day.
So
Well,
technically we are on, well, some of them are on lap 69 right now. Just
Yeah.
thought I'd mention that.
Yep. 14 to go here.
Is there a reason why you threw that number out, Jim?
No, absolutely not.
Is it for
some
the,
of them are on lap 70. Just, 70 of 82.
14 to go here, huh?
What's math again?
I don't know. They teach that Common Core stuff nowadays, so I couldn't tell you. As we're watching L.D. Allen make some more laps around Watkins Glen International tonight. Staying on course. Being consistent here. We'll go back through the field some more, see what everybody else is looking like. Everybody's pretty spread out. There's Max Boost rounding the last corner. He's going to take the, once he crosses the line here, he's going to take 12 to go here at Watkins Glen. I haven't seen him make his final pit stop just yet. So he will not be able to make it to the end, I don't believe. That would be quite interesting. I'd have to call him a hacker.
He has not made his final pit stop, but this is kind of off topic. It still has to do with Max, but he won this race in the Pro League, Watkins Glen, in the Truck Series there. So, do you think this is one of his best tracks, or do you think he's just fast everywhere?
He's fast at a lot of different tracks, but I have noticed that when it comes to road courses, he really likes them, and he really steps up his game at these things, and Watkins Glen happens to be one of his better tracks. So, we knew he was going to be competitive here tonight. He's going to... Looks like he's in line to pick up another Xfinity Series win.
Oh, no. But
Which,
to add on to what Gator's saying,
which would be his 11th.
Yeah, he's just. I think he just has this track down pat to where he knows where to, off throttle, go back to throttle. I just think all that experience that he has, just you gotta somehow figure out something he doesn't know about this track, and that's probably not much of anything if he doesn't know anything about Watkins Glen's. Very like Gator said, a very strong road course racer. I think that just kind of leaves it up to skill more than per se like chance with draft at like a super speedway or at some speedways too where draft is important. So I got to give the guy props. Dude knows how to run road courses really, really well.
Yeah, I don't want to sound arrogant here, but just because I'm a good road course racer, I mean, I think road courses do bring out more skill out of drivers than just a typical draft track. So, K-Bart, you have no skill at any track, so I don't want to hear it.
Oh, hey, I've won this year.
Off of fuel mileage.
No.
Don't remind me of that one. Here goes
Here goes Max.
By the way. I just want to throw this out there that I have more wins than all y'all in cups, so don't
That you do.
talk to me. Yeet.
To get off of the subject, Crunch is back in the chat. He says he got bit by a duck and developed a few of toasters. So a little bit more GAR talk out of our Season 1 champion.
Pen?
Pen?
Is,
Gar?
That's like 20 pounds of corn. What in the world? Hold on, let me catch up with this. Chocolate peanut butter milk is my local dairy farm's flavor of the month. That's like 20 pounds of corn.
Yeah, I don't
Crunch.
exactly know what he's saying.
Crunch, I'm trying to follow here, buddy, but
I was very excited. K-Bar, what you had to say about corn?
It's very corny. That's about it.
Okay.
You know what?
The dad jokes I
You know
have
what?
written down.
I'll
Let me
give you a
scratch
fun
that off
fact.
when I find that
I'll
piece
give
of
you
paper.
I'll give you a fun fact right now. I'll give you a fun fact.
Okay, let's hear it.
I really don't care for corn.
You're from Iowa. Corn is life.
How do you live?
You know what? Actually, the county I live in, they don't grow a lot of corn. It's actually very hilly and like woody area.
There are
you're
no
just
hills in
not part of
Iowa.
Iowa.
You are lying to us. You are like 704 games.
I am about 10 minutes away from Missouri. So,
You got bullied as a kid, didn't you?
yes.
Oh my God!
As soon as you say you didn't like corn and from Iowa, that kind of just told me everything right there.
Anyways,
I don't like corn. It's okay. I'll have like a couple of ears for like the year, and then I'll be like, yep, I'm good.
anyways,
So,
Max Boost is making his way around some lap traffic here. LL Pin makes his way around cleanly.
And take a ear of corn for that one.
Yeah, no. Jim's still talking about corn in the chat, so
Cable, it's corn from a can. Fitz corn from what?
Fitz tips each side.
Fitz tips eats corn. Okay. All
Nah,
right,
I will never eat corn from a can. That's just gross.
Says the guy who doesn't love corn. But anyway, I think Crunch, with all this crazy talk, I think he's gonna lag out again tomorrow.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, that's a low blow.
I'm sorry, Crunch. I probably just jinxed myself now. Forgive me.
As we are within 10 laps to go here in the North American eRacing League's Zippo 200 Xfinity Series at the Glen. Max Boost still your leader. Jagboy in second place. About a half a lap behind Max right now.
That's super.
Yes, that is very super.
You know, it's kind of wild because I think Jaw's one of his friends that aspires for the Pro League, but you know, Jaw, he lapped the entire field, or got very close to lapping the entire field here off of a green flag run. That was also a 100%er earlier in the season. So, you know, that was in the Truck Series. Max trying to do it in the Xfinity Series probably will come up a bit short, I'd have to believe. But, you know, also in that truck race, we had a caution within 10 to go, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Still a chance that this race is interesting.
Crunch, if that's a little too far there in the public chat, my friends. We don't condone any sort of actions like that for our viewers.
I was actually going to
watching.
tell him to put some hand sanitizer on. It'll clean it.
Yeah, so we don't condone those actions, and yeah. So, anyways, back to the action.
Well, we're gonna ignore Crunch here for a second. Sorry, Crunch. We can't really answer off that one. But I guess the question now is for you guys. I'm not trying to look too far ahead. You know, we're obviously still racing right now. Watkins Glen is. Max is trying to pass Mac the Breadman here. What are we expecting to see at Chicagoland on Sunday? I mean, it's the last race of the regular season for the Xfinity guys. If I'm not mistaken, it should be down to two guys with Penn and Host being able to make it. I don't think all the efforts that Sharp had tonight, he'll still be in contention. What should we expect from that race? As it looks like we have a caution.
We have a caution. Are you kidding?
Oh my!
Oh my God!
So I got too far ahead, guys. I'm sorry.
Joe,
I tried to excuse myself.
Right when you said I don't want to get too far ahead, here comes the caution. You just jinxed it with a commentator's curse. K-Bar, that's another in the swear jar, I think, if I heard correctly.
Shit!
Yep, that's another in the swear jar.
$3.
I said shoot.
No,
You did not.
I said shoot.
Wow.
Play
You did
back.
not.
So we're gonna have an overtime restart, I do believe, here.
No, I
in
think
the
it really that
Xfinity
far in
Series.
it.
Yeah,
No, I don't think it's got.
There was only 5 laps left,
Really?
so
Wow.
it's going to be real close on the lap count here.
You just said 10. I was like, what?
Well, then we talked a
And,
bunch of jabber for 5 laps. So
Here we go.
Wow.
All right.
this changes a lot of things. Nick's back in contention. Jagboy lines up on the
man.
inside of Max Boost, going off to turn 1. The bounty is still on.
Oh, can Jag get a run here?
Oh,
Max
he
takes
got
it
loose.
wide. No, Max is
As we have 3 to go. We have a 3-lap shootout here for the end of this thing.
Hey, if I'm Nick right now, I'm saying, apologies to the 20.
Oh,
Jag,
Jag's in
you
the
got
wall.
loose.
That's a
never mind,
caution
Nick.
again.
Oh
Oh
that's a
my
caution.
gosh!
Okay, well, guys, I'm
All
gonna
right,
myself.
here we go. Another one. Guys, I'm looking at one guy in particular right now, a guy that really needs a win here. Sharp 24. He's going to be starting 3rd, barring not pitting here. But, I mean,
So
guys, he needs these points.
I don't want to say don't look now, but this allows Nick to start on the inside lane under max boost here on this restart. And
this is going to get exciting.
I2 ball stick in 7th is going to get the free pass under this caution. This will be an overtime restart. We will have 2 laps to go as a race that seemed like it was just over and cruising to the end has now found some drama. So, interesting here late in this thing. Nick
Do we know
on
what
the
that
inside.
caution was for?
I still do not know.
Jagboy hit the wall and probably
Yeah,
collected
reckon
some guys in
back.
the S's.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Nick lining up
Yeah.
under max boost. Going into turn 1, he drives it in deep.
Oh,
Robster actually forced him up, and Robster's going to take the lead.
Robster
Max
gets
is
him
going
on
to
Max.
crash.
Max is going to crash.
Max and Nick, both of them.
Big crash.
Oh, that's got to be a caution, right?
That is a caution, but guys, Robster now in the lead. A bit of an aggressive move going into 1. And
I'm gonna need-
Jagboy back to 2nd. What?
I'm going to need a clip of who just yelled out, "Oh, no!"
So I think that was probably K-Bar because he realized he just lost $20.
Oh, I said I was muted, so that was Jim.
You know,
That
Max
was
was probably
me,
I
flaunting that
muted
20.
myself because I knew this was going to be bad.
That's going
You
to
know,
put
Max is probably flaunting that $20 like, oh, I put it out there and nobody got it. And Robster just went full send mode on the
Yeah,
front row.
he full sent that.
I don't know if that qualifies him for a clean pass.
well, I guess we'll leave that up to Max. It's Max's bounty.
Robster came.
Oh, is Nick is starting in-
Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind.
Oh, it looks like Nick is starting back in 5th.
Max is going to be in 6th, inside lane. Sharp's on the inside lane. Jagboy out in P2, going to go under Robster here, looking for the lead. He's going to
And
take
he's
the
gonna
lead.
get it.
Robster's going to get
Robster
loose.
Oh, another
Back to Bread
crash.
Man. Oh,
Back to
big
Bread Man
crash.
in the wreck.
That
Oh, good
should be a
gracious.
caution.
Goodness. Yeah, huge one.
These guys are cautions breed cautions. Everybody getting loose out of
ramped up.
yeah. Everybody getting loose out of turn 2 there.
Well, this puts Max back in a good position. He'll
Max
be
is,
starting,
4th.
I think the inside. Yeah, starting in the inside.
Sharp is going to be 2nd.
K-Bart just lost 20 corn stalks. Man.
Not yet. Max is still in this thing.
Yeah, Max still has a very good shot at this one. Nick as well.
Got
Both
through
those
that
guys.
accident.
Max might have gotten some. I thought he looked like he got damaged, but his car is looking actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
I think he actually, the wreck was right in front of him. Robster came down out of 1 from the outside down to the inside, but Max avoided it. Doesn't look like Max had any damage from it.
Wow, what luck is he's Nick starting P3, Max in 4th.
And Robster is in 6th. So let's see if full send mode gets activated again.
And Sharp is right there in prime position right now to capitalize on a win, maybe. As he just overdrove.
Wow. Sharp makes a
And
big
that
error.
is gonna
Jagboy.
that's gonna
That's
hurt
gonna
Nick's
hurt
chances
Nick.
right there.
Oh,
And it's
no,
gonna,
they're gonna wreck. They're gonna wreck.
Wreck one car.
It's gonna. Oh, one car
Yeah.
is collective edge as well, and
Back to Breadman is
that's
around.
Gonna be a
That's
caution.
caution. Yep. Here we go. We're bringing on the cautions for everyone.
Eventually, the game's going to get tired of calling them, and there's going to be a massive accident, and we're just going to keep on racing. So stay tuned for that.
And huge downfall for a lot of people. Max is second. He's gonna have that preferred inside lane here on this restart.
That he will. Max will be on the inside lane, and right behind him is going to be Sharp, looking to try to rebound after making that first corner mistake.
Yeah, Jag and Max, both part of TJR, both teammates. Max hasn't been racing a lot this season, but interested to see how nice he's going to be to his teammate on this restart.
That's going to put LD Allen back on the lead lap, so we're going to have 9 cars.
I mean, $20 is $20, so...
That is true.
Just ask Wasted.
Yep. So Max on the inside line. Right behind him though is Nick. So he's also got the preferred line there.
Sharp's right behind Max, and Nick's right behind Sharp here. as they dive it off into corner number 1. Max is going to drive it deep. He's going to wash wide, but still keep his momentum.
Grip? Good, Nick.
Jag Boy's right
Nick
behind
giving
him.
Sharp a push. Oh, man, if I'm Sharp, I'm not liking that. It's
Oh,
Sharp
he's
is
wrecked.
spinning it out.
Oh my, we have cars flipping.
That's going to be a caution right here.
That's a caution. They got number 5 in these last 10 laps.
Well,
yep, we're going to have another one.
Man, I feel bad for Sharp. I mean, even if, he wasn't going to win the race there, would have been a great points finish for him, but that really just cost him a lot with Nick. I know Nick wants to win this race against Max, but I don't know if I'm forcing that issue on somebody who's trying to still make the playoffs a little bit.
I think you're going to have a couple more cautions for Sharp to get back up there, so that's just my opinion. He's going to come get that damage repaired and get back at it.
This race is now over 10 laps past the scheduled distance. Looks like the top 4 are going to stay out. Jag Boy and Mac the Breadman are going to line up on the inside lane. Nick and Max Boost are on the outside lane. As we try again. Green flag is in the air. They go down into turn 1.
They're going to take a conservative, right? Oh, as Ballstick sent Mac the Breadman up there a little bit. Max is going to clear the field.
22 Jag Boy behind. We've got
3 wide. This usually doesn't end well.
Looks like Robster's going to get in the wall.
Oh, and one car's in the... Oh, and another... Oh, spinning back.
Avenged is around.
2 of them.
And no
Avenged. All right, the game's decided. It's time to go.
Yep.
Jag Boy is trying, and Nick is right behind him, wanting to get past him.
So we've got Jag Boy, Nick, and Max with a little bit of a gap here.
I think, man, I don't want to say Jag is slower than Nick, but I think Nick obviously had the better car to try and catch Max here.
Jag Boy makes a mistake.
Wow. Nick
what
is just
He left.
Spinning it.
Wow, did he just lag out?
No. He threw in the white flag, I believe.
1 to go.
All right, as Jag Boy overruns turn 1. Is there anything?
No, Nick is still there.
Okay,
well,
well,
is he? Wow.
Nick
is lagging.
Nick has lagged out on my
Yeah,
screen
he's
here.
gone on mine.
Yep, he is MP3.
As Jag Boy looks to close in here on Max Boost on the last lap, but he's got quite a bit of ground to make up. He's going to have a mistake from Max.
Man, Jag is just...
That's
That's
not going to go. If he wins this one, that was an actually
I don't think he's going to win it either way with that move, but hey, props to him for trying.
Yep, Jag said it's the last lap. I'm going full send. And A for effort, but not going to work out for Jag Boy here tonight. As we go to turn 6, come to the last right-hander, turn 7. Max Boost is going to see the checkered flag in the air.
And Jag Boy saves the car. Is that
Max
Nick
Boost?
Is gonna finish 3rd.
Max Boost turns on the boost, keeps his bounty. He's going to win here at Watkins Glen for the 2nd straight season in the Xfinity Series. Your winner tonight, the 1 car. Max Boost 27. Jag Boy is going to come on P2, Nick P3, Mac the Breadman P4, and Sharp is going to round out your top 5 here tonight.
Man, what a great race from Max. I was not expecting that many cautions there, but man, just really feel I'm glad Sharp was able to get that P5 finish. I don't think it's going to be enough to keep him in playoff contention, but man, just what a way to try and get himself up there, man. Just strong performance.
Boy, did we see a wild finish here tonight. A late race caution just created chaos. Don't know what brought out that initial caution, but boy, did it change up a lot of things and made for an interesting finish here in the North American eRacing League. So,
see if I can suggest Max here.
Yeah, if you want to go ahead and suggest Jag Boy too, that way I only have to go blue screen once.
Yeah, nice little 1-2 finish for TJR there. In the Xfinity series, it's not that common for TJR finishing 1-2, but
Fast
same
lap.
thing with FPT. Yeah,
Fast lap goes to Max Boost with a 107.6.
That was a dig.
I'm going to go blue screen here for just a minute as we go ahead and invite these guys on into the party. There's Max Boost. Still waiting on Jagboy to be suggested.
I'm impressed with Max, though.
Here, I'll go ahead.
After getting basically cleaned out. Got cleaned out there with
Go ahead and invite Jag.
Restart. He just he came back. He showed the speed even on the short run and
All right,
claimed the
they've
win.
been invited. Xfinity Series Watkins Glen. As we are joined by our winner tonight, Max Boost, in his return to the Xfinity Series, the Season 1 champion, brings it home, defends his Watkins Glen's crown, and keeps his bounty money. Max Boost, how are you feeling after that?
Exhausted. It was a long race, and we had like 6 overtimes, so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. Worked 8 hours in 104-degree weather and came in and ran this race, and I'm just so happy to be back. I love this league so much. It's my fun. It's my getaway from the rest of the world, and I just love racing with you guys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, your appearances have become kind of a rarity due to your very busy schedule nowadays with the Pro League. So we always appreciate when you stop on by. But you dominated most of that race, along with Nick. Nick had a very fast car, but that Stage 3 was all about you. What were you thinking when that caution came out with 5 to go?
I mean, I kind of knew something could happen, so I just was like, all right, well, we'll wait and see. And I've been in enough crazy races to know how things go on those restarts, so I just was like, okay, defend, put yourself where you need to go and all that, and it worked out. So, yeah, my heart stopped for a second, but it was like 35 laps nonstop. I wanted something to happen.
All right, there you hear it from our winner. Wanted a little bit of action in that thing, and you sure got it in the form of a late race caution and about 6 overtimes. So congratulations to you on your 11th career North American eRacing League Xfinity Series win.
Thank you. In
the booth with me tonight, I have one of your biggest rivals from last season. Somebody who took it to you at one of these road courses at one time. Big Jim. What kind of a question do you have from your old rival, Max Boost?
Yeah, Max, great win tonight. It just looked like you were dominant from start to finish, even, relinquished a qualifying spot to start in the back and make it even more of a challenge for yourself. My question for you is, I was kind of conspiring up here whether you were using a controller or a wheel, and did you use a wheel for 82 laps at Watkins?
Make it like 92.
I absolutely did. I used my Fanatec NASCAR wheel, and my arms are jelly.
That's good on you, man. I have no idea how you do that.
Hopefully you can rest those arms up tonight because you got a big race coming up tomorrow. But also in the booth with me, I've got, you already heard, Joe. What kind of a question do you have for our Season 1 Xfinity champion here tonight?
Yeah, first off, man, hey, congrats on another Xfinity Series win. I know every Xfinity driver appreciates you putting a tail whooping on them tonight. But my question is just what was your mindset on all those restarts? I know you had to work a little bit from the back and work your way back up to the front. What was kind of going through your mind on those late restarts?
I just didn't want to get an ass packing, which I think all of us really did get. So, I mean, just avoiding
like
that.
Like $1 in the swear jar there.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's like dollar.
Now?
That's like dollar number 4. Yeah, no, that's like dollar number 4. K-Bart hopped in the party and immediately rallied off about 3 of them. So.
But yeah, basically just stay alive on the restarts and just pray. Just pray. Hey, you know what? I said that if I win, you would ask me questions in a Yoda voice, and I'm feeling a little hurt right now. I put money up for this race.
Yoda voice.
All right,
you hold up your bargain there, man.
All right, fine. I got to hold my bargain. When you did. how you make that last turn you go.
I don't want to
Dominic,
answer
you did.
because that was great.
Slept, I wanted to go.
Thank you. That was the real win, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
As ironically, my wife laughed at the same time you just said that, and she's not even listening. All right, as Max Boost, I guess I got one more person left in the booth, and that's going to be K-Bart, Cup Series Commissioner. K-Bart, you got anything for our winner here tonight?
Hey man, thanks for winning. Went up to fork up $20. Got a little nervous after you got wrecked there after that first concert. I'm like, well, there goes $20 there. So, but I mean, after they wrecked a few times, I'm like, no, Max has got this. I don't know how you make it stick off of one there, and after you made it stick, I'm like, he's got this. I wasn't worried. So, you're in the Pro League for a reason, and we're happy to have you down here just for some fun, and that's great. Just get a little bit of action of a bounty, and just something fun for tonight. And yeah, congrats, man. So another Xfinity Series win. Nothing new for you. So.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. I'm glad I was able to save you some money there. It was fun to come back and.
It would have been okay to give it up, but it's all right to see you win too. So.
All right, Max. I guess it's that time of the night. I guess any final thoughts? Anybody you want to shout out before we let you get on out of here for tonight?
I mean, of course, just shout out to you guys for putting this together. I mean, I've said it, and I'll say it again. If it wasn't for my Xfinity season with you guys, I really don't think I would have been as well prepared as I was going into the Pro League. And I just want to thank you guys for putting on well-organized races, extremely competitive races, and it's just been so much fun for me, but also a really important factor into building on success going into the Pro League. So just shout out to all of you guys, every single person in this league. Thank you. Just thank you.
All right, Max. Well, we know you had a long day. You had a long race here tonight, so we're going to let you go ahead and get rested up, as tomorrow you're in action again for the Pro League going to Talladega. So we wish you the best of luck in that, and go get them at Talladega.
Thank you guys very much.
All right, as we are also joined in the booth by Max's TJR teammate here in the North American eRacing League, Jagboy, your Season 2 regular season champion. Clinched it here tonight at Watkins Glen and finished P2. Jagboy, how you feeling after that runner-up finish tonight?
Tired, exhausted. That was super long. Especially those overtime restarts got me. That was insane. I didn't want that at all. But I don't know. I feel good. Wasn't going into the night. I did not expect to be second. I was expecting to be like third, fourth, fifth. So to pull off second, I'm kind of happy about it. So I'll take it.
All right. Well, like I said, you locked up 15 more playoff points tonight just by starting this race. So congratulations on that. With me in the booth, you've been here with the whole interview, so you know who's here. We got Big Jim. Jim, what kind of a question do you have for our runner-up finisher here tonight?
Yeah, Jag, nice second place finish. Still on top of everybody in the points for the Xfinity Series, so you got that to look forward to in the weeks coming. But my question for you is, you have a teammate that is on the bubble right now. Hostium, he's looking. I don't know in particular. I believe he's still above the cut line, but
he's going to be below after missing the race tonight.
Oh, okay. So he's going to be below. So is there anything, without spilling any secrets, is there anything you're going to be doing to be helping out your TJR teammate?
Man, honestly, I don't know. At a place like Chicago, I don't know. I'll definitely try to push it and help as much as I can. But I mean, if there's any way I can, yeah, I will for sure to help him get in there. But I don't know. I think it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be tough to try and pull that off. So hopefully he'll just run good and get himself in. I don't know.
There you go.
All right.
But,
Also in the
yeah.
booth with me, we've got Joe. Joe, what kind of question do you have for our runner-up finisher here tonight, Jagboy?
I actually want to defer to Kyle real quick. I'm just checking over something real fast. If Kyle wants to go ahead and ask him a question.
Well, K-Bart, it's all on you. What kind of question you got for Jag?
Oh, okay. I was a little shocked there. Hey, man. I mean, I mean, it's not. Sorry to say, this is not new to finish behind Max Boost probably from last year, so kind of blew it. But hey, I mean, it's probably a little bit of fun. We all saw you go through the bus stop like that, and we're like, oh, on that last turn, and trying to push a little bit more, try to get that bounty on him, but he couldn't get it done. But his second place was good. What could you thought you could have done to beat him, Max Boost tonight, differently?
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. That dude's just too damn fast for me.
Another dollar in the swear jar.
I didn't even want to I didn't even want to cut the bus stop that much, but I did anyway. I guess I could have cut it more. I could have full sent it through there. And,
we saw you full send there on the last lap through the bus
It's
stop.
okay. Hey, we enjoyed it.
We all thought.
I could have just drove straight through him, but I don't know. I was for that caution. That caution to start all overtimes came out. I was like 40 seconds back. So honestly, I didn't want to see those cautions. I just wanted to stay second and take what I got because I knew I was lucky to even be there in the first place. And yeah, there was a couple of those. I think the second to last and the one before that overtime restarts where I got the lead and started pulling out. And if there wasn't a caution, I think I would have had it won. But nah, racing with Max again was fun. For all the times that he whipped my ass tonight, it was still fun.
Another dollar.
This swear jar's filling up quick. We're going to have enough money for another bounty.
Take all my dollars.
We're gonna have a pool for the year, so
Definitely a lot of PTSD for sure.
right.
For sure.
I have another question too. So after regular season's finishing up and everything, how do you better? I mean, not better. You're kind of already better right there. How do you more prepare yourself to be in the championship round or just be in elimination round? Like you're pretty high up there in points. You've got a lot of stage points and all that. But how do you? Is it one race at a time, or is it? Hey, I'm already thinking about Las Vegas.
Well, it is one race at a time, but I wouldn't be lying if I said I wasn't already thinking about Vegas. But yeah, going into the first round, obviously, I'm gonna have a lot of playoff points, so I'm not really. It's the goal for the first round is just to get as many playoff points as I can for the second round, so I can go in there with a bit of a buffer. So it's pretty much just one race at a time. But if I play my cards right, I should get to Vegas. So.
Okay.
If my teammate does make it into the playoffs, I also got some plans to maybe try to help him get there too if I can.
All right.
So I'm gonna try to balance both at the same time. See what happens.
TJR teamwork again. We've seen it a few times this season, but we're gonna defer back to you already heard for our final question for our runner-up here tonight. Joe, are you prepared for your question now?
Yeah, K-Bar kind of just ruined it.
All right.
Well, but no, I'll rephrase my question then. Obviously you're locked in. You have nothing to lose next race. Kind of what's your mindset maybe for Chicagoland? Are you just going, for the win, max stage points, or, like K-Bart said, are you going to help your teammate host? I know you're kind of hesitant about your answer there, so I'm kind of worried now. But are you going to be able to, are you worried more about yourself than host, or, trying to be a team player that race?
That's a rough one. I don't know. It just depends. It just depends on. I mean, I don't know because I can't. I'm just gonna go for a max points tonight if I'm being honest with you. Because if he's running in the top 5, top 3, that's great. I don't really have to do much, but I can't really just go back to 8th, 9th, 10th just to that's hard. Can't really pull that off. So I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go into Chicago. I'm gonna go win this damn race.
And again, Jab Boy, again, we're just adding money to the pile now. So, but hey, look, I mean, it's an honest answer. That's all we're looking for. You don't have to say, "Oh, I'm gonna help," host from dead last all the way to first. But
No.
I mean, I get that too. I would be in that kind of position too. I'm trying to get all the points I can get into the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because at the end of the day, we can't both win the championship. So.
Fair enough.
All right, Jag Boy. Just like Max's 30 seconds of fame, who do you want to shout out here before we let you get on out?
Nobody. I'm heading on out. No, I'm playing. Oh man.
Go ahead and throw another curse word out real quick.
Nah. I want to shout out TJR. Obviously, finishing 1, 2, 3 tonight. That was pretty cool. Williams, that was my spotter tonight, so shout out to him as well. Max for winning the race, putting a whooping on everybody, as per usual. You guys for broadcasting. The whole league. Pretty much just to say what Max said. Just that whole thing about thank everybody and all that stuff. Like, this is fun and all, so. Yeah, that's about it.
There you have it from our runner-up tonight, Jag Boy. He clinched the regular season title tonight. That carries 15 extra playoff points throughout the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, assuming he makes the second round. So very valuable points for him tonight. So next time you're going to see Jag Boy in action, it's going to be the regular season finale. The Xfinity Series is going to Chicagoland Speedway on Sunday. And if it's anything like the Truck Series regular season finale, we are in for a dandy. So make sure you guys tune in for that. But before that Xfinity race on Sunday, the Cup Series visits Watkins Glen tomorrow night. Going to do a full 90-lap race tomorrow night in the Cup Series. Unless we get a bunch of overtime restarts, then it might be even more. So, Cup Series, head to Watkins Glen tomorrow. 2 races left before the playoffs begin for the Cup Series. So, one more thing of note, Max Boost. If you want to check him out, he'll be in action tomorrow night. NASCAR Heat 4 Pro League from Talladega. So from everybody here in the North American eRacing League, on behalf of You Already Heard, K-Bart, Big Jim, our winner Max Boost, our runner-up Jag Boy in the Austin Cindric car, and everybody else in the Xfinity Series, thank you for tuning in tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. And we'll catch you tomorrow night. Cup Series, same track, same time, Watkins Glen. Hope you tune in. To all my gnarly ones, I'm Gator Mike. Checking out.